I'm going to give you my top 10 tips as to how to get likes on your videos, and you can apply these same tips and strategies to other aspects of engagement. So getting comments, getting subscribers, etc., etc. And I highly recommend you stay until the end, because the 10th tip is actually how to avoid dislikes. And I think that is probably one of the most important things, and I would highly recommend you stick around for that. But before we get into this, why are likes important? Why do we care about likes? You may have heard that the YouTube algorithm likes engagement. It promotes videos that have more interactions, so more comments, more likes, even dislikes. Every interaction with your video sends a positive signal to the YouTube algorithm. Why does it do this? Well, there are a lot of technical kind of geeky statistics and analytics we could dig into, but to summarize, YouTube's goal is to serve videos to viewers who are going to enjoy those videos. The way YouTube does this is it analyzes the viewer's satisfaction with the videos. The algorithm does this in a lot of ways, so obviously if a viewer watches the video all the way to the end, then chances are they enjoyed that video. So that's something the algorithm will look at. If the viewer watches the video all the way to the end and then watches another similar video, that's another thing the algorithm will look at. And something else the algorithm looks at is engagement. If the person is engaged enough with that video to take some time out of their day to leave a comment or to leave a like, that sends a positive signal to the algorithm. So getting more likes is not just a good strategy to boost your ego. Getting more likes actually serves a purpose. But how do I know all this algorithm stuff? Why should you trust me? Well, maybe you shouldn't trust me, but my name's Marcus, I'm YouTube certified, and although I've worked on a bunch of successful gaming channels, I do understand that getting views and subscribers is extremely difficult. So I created this channel because I've got a passion for YouTube, and I want to help you properly grow every aspect of your gaming channel as quickly and easily as possible. And one of the best ways to grow your gaming channel is to get it recommended by the YouTube algorithm, and one of the best ways to get recommended is to encourage people to engage with your video. But let's get this list started. Number 10, this is super obvious, so I'm not going to spend much time on this, but create great content. If your video is amazing, if your video blows it out of the park, if your video hits it for a 6, people are going to leave a like. It's as simple as that. You won't even have to tell people. If your content sucks, doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to get any positive engagements. And you might think, well, Marcus, you said that getting dislikes actually boosts my video. That's true, it does. But when someone dislikes your video, it generally means they were dissatisfied with it. And if they were dissatisfied with that video, then they may have left it early, which would have decreased its average view duration. They could have got frustrated and left YouTube entirely, and all of these things send bad signals to the algorithm. Number 9 is to actually ask for likes. Now, we've all heard YouTubers ask for a like or for a comment or even to subscribe. So this isn't news to you, but I want to give you some tips as to how to ask effectively. And I'll talk about some things you can do to increase the likelihood that they'll take you up on your request. But for now, relating to asking for likes, make sure you are concise. We don't need to hear a spiel. We don't need to hear your life story. Just keep it simple. Try and keep it less than 7 seconds. Ultimately, you want to keep it as short as possible, but in my experience, if you're going any longer than 7 seconds, people are going to start to get frustrated. My 7th tip is to set likes as your goal for the video. What do I mean by that? Well, if it's your goal to get likes on that video, ask people to like the video. If it's your goal to get subscribers, ask people to subscribe. If it's your goal to get people to share the video, ask people to share the video, but don't ask people to do all 3 of these things. In my experience, asking people to like the videos and subscribe and leave a comment and share it with their friends and add it as their lock screen, all of these, it just overwhelms people. And people want a clear one-step direction. What do you want me to do? I will do it. And that's the end of the story. It's a lot easier and simpler. And in my experience, you'll find it's much more effective to ask people to do one thing consistently throughout the video instead of giving them a bunch of different options. I don't necessarily know why this is, but again, like I said, in my experience, it's been proven, and there's actually some studies on this as well. And I might link them down in the description for those of you who want to see a bit more data on this. Now, this does not mean that just because someone leaves a like, they won't subscribe, or just because someone subscribes, they won't leave a like. However, if it's your goal to get, say, subscribers, ask for subscribers, leave it at that. If it's your goal to get people to share the video, ask people to share the video, leave it at that. Or in this case, it's our goal to get likes. We'll ask people to like the video, but we won't ask them to also subscribe and also share the video, and etc, etc. The next tip, bit of a controversial one and could possibly be going against YouTube's community guidelines. So I'm not saying to do this. I'm just saying I know people who have done this, and it is a way to increase likes. This is something that has been done. That is to like your own videos using multiple accounts. Why would you do this? Well, it provides a bit of social proof for for people coming and checking out your video, especially as a smaller creator. Believe it or not, people are much more likely to like a video that has already say 3 or 4 likes as opposed to a video that has no likes. It's kind of like, if you've ever seen those Penguins Blue Planet TV show, they're all kind of like standing there, kind of like self-conscious and not knowing what to do. Then one of them jumps and then all of them jump and it just snowballs. And that's kind of what it's like on YouTube. Just picture that. Okay, maybe not to that degree, but having some likes on your video already, if you're a smaller creator who maybe doesn't get a lot of likes, is going to help get that ball rolling, and people are going to be more comfortable to leave a like if they see that someone's already left a like before them. Again, I believe it's against YouTube's community guidelines, so I don't recommend you do this. I'm just sharing all of the strategies that I've come across during my journey on YouTube, and then you can make the decision as to whether or not you want to do said thing or not. Because even though it is against YouTube's community guidelines and you shouldn't do it, I don't know of anyone who's ever been caught doing it. Because as far as I know, there's no real way for YouTube to actually catch you. They can't really tell that you're doing it. Next, and this is kind of relating to asking for a like and setting your goal for the video as getting likes, is to mention likes in the description, in the actual video itself, and in the pinned comment. For example, if it's your goal to get likes on your video, make sure you tell people in the actual video that you want to get likes, but then also in the description, ask them to leave a like, and then on top of that, use the pinned comment to encourage them to leave a like. I don't really have any data or studies to back this up. I don't know if anyone has studied this, but in my personal experience, it has worked, and it kind of makes sense, right? If you're asking people to leave a like pretty much every place they look, they're going to be more inclined to leave a like because it's going to be top of mind. My next tip is something super overlooked, and it really bugs me when people overlook this, but tell people why you want to like. You don't necessarily have to tell them the real reason, which is, oh, I want my videos to get promoted by the YouTube algorithm, but just give them some reason why you're asking them to like. I've seen creators make a joke out of this and say something along the lines of, leave a like because it's going to boost my ego, or it's going to turn me on, or whatever. You can make something up, but just leave a like on its own is not convincing enough. Why should people leave a like? As mentioned before, you can make a short little humorous skit out of it, or you can be honest as well. I've seen one creator do this extremely successfully. I think he went from 0 to almost 100,000 subscribers in 2 years. But on every video, he told people to leave a like because the YouTube algorithm promotes videos that get more likes, and he wanted to share his information with the world. Something similar to that. Obviously, you can kind of condense that or make your own version or whatever. But again, I can't emphasize this enough. Giving people a reason to like your video is really important if you're seriously committing to acquiring likes. Next on the list is ask consistently. I've done a bit of marketing stuff myself, and I've got a little bit of a background in it. And in marketing, we've got 2 different types of traffic, we call it. We've got cold traffic or warm traffic. Warm traffic are people who know about you or know about what you're offering, and cold traffic are people who don't know about your offering or have never heard of you before. Now, surprisingly enough, it's actually better to market to warm traffic, and warm traffic is much more inclined to take you up on your offer than cold traffic. On that note, use lower thirds. Lower thirds are those little banners that slide in, normally the bottom left-hand side of the screen, and have a little bit of text and maybe an emblem on there saying like the video or subscribe or leave a comment, etc, etc. Lower thirds are like a subtle little reminder to keep you top of mind, to warm up your traffic, and they don't take away from the value of the content. You can continue talking, playing your game, updating people on the latest gaming news, whatever it is you're doing, and your little lower thirds banners can pop up and encourage people to leave a like. They'll keep that action top of mind. And then at the end of the video, when you're doing your outro, and generally that's when most people will ask their viewers to leave a like, when you ask them to leave a like verbally, the traffic, aka audience or viewers, have already been warmed up enough that they're going to be much more likely to actually click on that like button. So for example, if you didn't want to be upfront, if you wanted to be super casual, you had a 10-minute video, you could place 2 lower thirds during your video asking people to leave a like, and then at the end of the video, you could verbally ask them to leave a like while showing up another lower thirds pop up. And by that stage, your audience should be sufficiently warm enough that they're actually going to commit and hit that like button if it's something they're actually considering. Now, if you want to learn more about lower thirds, I've actually got a video where I talk about them in detail, and I also give away my free lower thirds sound pack. Basically, it's a little red subscribe banner in the bottom left-hand corner, and then a little red leave a like banner in the bottom left-hand corner, and those should be popping up on this video right now, so you can see what they look like. But these are all templated and sized for you, so I'd highly recommend you check out the video because you can get them completely free. I'll show you how to use them. They're beginner friendly. You won't need to do any advanced advanced editing or anything, and I think you'll get a lot of value from them. But before you do that, I got my last tip, which is actually relating to how to avoid dislikes. Now, I said dislikes are a good thing because they actually give you engagement and they give you feedback on your videos, but we'd much rather get likes, correct? The best way to avoid getting dislikes is actually to title your video correctly. For example, if you're making a video, say, about baking a cake, but your title's something like how to bake bread, you can be pretty sure that that video is going to get a few dislikes. Now, this may seem obvious, but there are a lot of creators doing this, especially in the tutorials realm. If you're a tutorial creator, make sure that your title clearly specifies what the viewer is going to be getting from that tutorial, what they're going to be learning, and don't mislead them, because when people feel misled, that's when you're going to start getting those dislikes. That, in my opinion, is the number one reason for dislikes. Similar to your titles, make sure your thumbnails are clear about what the video is offering. Try not to clickbait or advertise things that aren't actually going to happen during the video, because again, people will feel misled, they'll feel tricked, resentment will build, and so will your dislikes count. Anyway, I hope these tips helped you. By implementing these tips, if your goal is to get likes, I'm sure you will drastically increase the amount of likes you get on your video. But you will want those lower thirds templates if you don't already have lower thirds for your videos, so make sure to check out that video. It will be linked in the description and it will be on screen right now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you over there.